One of the things that we've been exploring in these Ghazali sessions has been kind of journey into the modern paradox, insofar as so much of the messages that modernity is beaming, particularly the young, is self-expression, self-discovery, self-affirmation, being yourself, discovering yourself, but at the same time conjoined with the paradox that modernity is very bad at defining what the human self might actually be. In the absence of a coherent doctrine of soul, or even a recognized medical understanding of consciousness, we are, as it were, urging a void, a vagueness, to come out of itself and to affirm itself. And many of the anxieties that young people in particular currently face nowadays, which are leading to increasing rates of addiction, rates of breakdown in relationships, anxiety, dieting disorders and so forth, bespeak a profound disquiet in the modern soul. On the one hand, modernity, and certainly the advertisers, are telling us to go out and affirm ourselves, choose your own identity, choose your own gender, choose your own sexuality, choose your own body image. We are urged to make ourselves closer to what we think we truly are. But on the other hand, this absence of definition of human selfhood or human becoming is producing this tension, this hiatus, which is causing major anxiety and happiness issues amongst so many young people. So essentially the aim of our journey through the works of Ghazali is to see what happens when we take a very ancient and timeless classical human definition of what is selfhood, the opposition between ego and soul, the recognition that there are negative as well as positive tendencies and impulses within us, the recognition that human beings have always related to the sacred and have a need for a unifying principle in their lives, a direction, to see how these ancient teachings might actually offer us a way out of the current impasse of modernity and this crisis of identity and of selfhood that seems to be causing suffering amongst so many young people. I think part of the problem that we have is that our environment has become so secularized that people have forgotten what it is that they've forgotten. The normal human project for all time, that which is really part of the makeup of the human brain and defines the constants of human society, is a belief in the sacred and an understanding of the existence of a transcendent realm in which our behavior is rooted. And that central truth has been torn out of the modern soul so successfully and so long in the past now. In Europe it was the Enlightenment, if not before, that people have forgotten what it is that they no longer have. So they're walking around with this big hole in themselves, but nobody has told them that there ought to be something there. And they fill it with all kinds of pleasures, pastimes, desires, distractions, whether technologically enabled or otherwise, drugs sometimes. But nobody any longer remembers what it was that human life was about, that there was a foundation, that there was a direction, that there was a contemplative quiet space, that there was an experience of the holy, that there was a meaning to everything that we saw in nature. This fundamental master signifier of the human view of the cosmos has been confiscated, and we are ignorant of the fact that we are ignorant of that, and that places us in a very, very difficult situation. And getting people back to square one is the first task of religious teachers and guides in every culture now, and it's not easy.